What is up? What is up? We made it back. We are back. Black in the building. What is going on? You already know the fuck I am. You already know I'm gonna hit y'all. Did he come back? God damn, man. Took a couple of days off from the court plantation to just do a little, as Dr. Joy DeGruy says, you have to do a detox from these people. So I had to do a detox. I had to go go handle a little bit of business and refocus, man, because when you just work for these people, you're going to be just like our brother, and I got to get his name, who worked at the brewery in Milwaukee, at the Coors Light Brewery, and they were putting nooses on his desk, and they were doing shit and calling him nigga. He came in there and killed them all like OJ. So I have a different type of respect for that black brother because he took matters into his own hands and he got tired of the bullshit. And I feel like that's what's going to have to happen because motherfuckers just doing too much. You know, we fight every other racial group. So we're going to get into it today. There's a lot of shit to discuss, man. A lot of shit to discuss. I might even touch on the clown-ass Lakers. Them niggas was arguing because they some losers. You can't be a fake motherfucker, in public, and then in private, you a anti-black racist motherfucker. You don't really like niggas. Jeannie Bus, I don't believe he really give two fucks about niggas. You got Magic Johnson there to do the dirty work. You didn't really give two fucks. Then he started saying what was really going on, and that's what y'all get. So fuck the Lakers, man. I don't have no money vested in them. Fuck all these NBA teams. They don't give a fuck about no niggas, no way. So I'll get on that shit too. I believe in the NBA as much as I believe that Cesare is coming back to help us all. So fuck y'all niggas. So did he come back? All this hooping and hollering and all this and all this bullshit. Did he come back? Because that's my main concern. Did he come back? You got a lot of people out here. Did you accept Jesus Christ, your Lord, personal Savior? I'll be like, no. I'll be laughing. And they be like, God gonna get you. I'm be like, what color is he? What do he look like? Tell me. Fuck out of here. Y'all niggas some bullshit. But anyway, man, we gonna get into it. We gonna talk about this, how we respond to anti-black. I call it anti-blackism. 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 I'm gonna take the anti-black racism and anti-blackism because basically what it is you don't like black folk. You're a racist. It is racism. So I just reclassify the anti-blackism. The reason why I put it that way is because I feel in my heart that that's what is going on from all these other nationalities and racial groups. And one thing before I get started, man, shout out to Philly. Shout out to Philly. Big time shout out to Philly. Shawnee, Philly in the building, stand up. Erica, hey, I got those messages. What is it? Grandmother's Hands. My Grandmother's Hands. That book got a lot of reviews. And I had that on my cart for a long time. I just never got around to getting it. So I'm going to get it. I just got to finish up this book called The Sweet Taste of Liberty. And then I'm going to go cop that. I'm just trying to dig. I don't really like slave books like that, but I'm just digging and digging and digging. Because I don't know. I just, my gut was like, well, why don't you go down this path? And I kind of do that. Go down these different paths. So with the book. So we're going to get it together, man. Shout out to the homegirl Erica, Shawnee, Tasha. Shout out to everybody out there that's handling business. And doing what you have to do and staying in your lane, man. Let me cut this clown ass shit down, man. Some motherfucker right now in the choir singing, Jesus, I'll never get, looking at, fuck out of here. At the strip club all night, smoking, drinking, and then want to go to church talking about Jesus, I'll never forget. Man, get the fuck out of here, nigga. I remember it was a bitch that went to my church in Los Angeles, California, and man, I remember this bitch just acting like she saved and sanctified, and just doing ungodly things. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just looking at her like, and then coming to church, you can see her public ass, and I was like, "Oh, bitch, you think you going to heaven? Man, get the fuck out of here." But anyway, I just thought I'd discuss that, man. There's some things I wanted to discuss too. It's funny, man, because I went out. Vegas is really changing. They really gentrifying the neighborhoods. I can tell you the Clark County School District in Las Vegas, Nevada is fucking trash. And they just trash. If your kid, like, look, let me tell you something. If your kid ain't in Summerlin, I'm telling you this right now, then it's been one. For real. Or they ain't in, like, the upper echelon areas of Las Vegas, Nevada, it's been one. These Clark County School Districts ain't shit. They don't invest in these kids. They ain't teaching the kids shit. You know, what they're doing is, you know, they're catering to whatever that demographic is, but they make sure that they always leave foundational Black Americans out of that shit. I've noticed a lot of that shit. I used to hear it when I used to work at Veterans Memorial Leisure Center in Summerlin. I would hear from the Black kids like, oh yeah, it's really racially divided. And I know they be trying to act like it, you know, it ain't racially divided and all this other shit. So it's just kind of like, you know, you see, I saw and noticed a lot, I witnessed a lot of white folk out there just, you know, living and chilling, not stressed out about no bills, not nothing. You see them outside drinking their coffee, and I was like, you know, got their laptop and they MacBook Pro. It's like, damn, you know, while motherfucking average rent out here in Las Vegas, Nevada is $1,500 type shit, $1,400 type shit, and you just see white people moving back into the neighborhood, slowly gentrifying the shit, and then these niggas be the ones telling you what your price, the value of your home is now. It's like, get the fuck out of here, man. You know, I noticed a lot of shit. What I have noticed too is, and I'm gonna get on that real quick because I want to talk about that real quick. Shout out to No Compromise. That's my brother. Shout out to that brother. Man, I can't wait till I talk to my siblings about this, but I'm gonna put it on here. I usually talk to them. I usually talk to some of my siblings about some of these topics a lot of times, just kind of get their feedback, but I didn't have time to, and I, you know, motherfuckers is working and shit. So I'm definitely about to talk about this. You know, I was out. So I said, you know what? I just want to go out and look and visualize and see things, you know, just chill, see what is going on. I never seen so many white people not wearing a mask, right? So I didn't trip off that shit. So I go to the Caesars Forum shop. So I go there. Everybody walk around with no mask on. Security ain't telling people really to put their mask on or nothing, because you know, if you got a drink in your hand or something, I would have something to drink. So, you know, they not really tripping on you about that. They just tripping if you walking around with no mask on and you don't have none, which is that standard protocol. That's everywhere. I go to the Nike town, which is still there, ironically. Thanks to Michael Jordan. You know, not LeBron and Kevin Durant and not even Kobe Bryant. Sorry, RIP to him, but it's thanks to Michael Jordan. Sorry. The head slave in charge type shit. So I go in there and I'm looking around. So this Latino girl's like, oh, can you put your mask on? I said, hey, man, I'm drinking something. She was like, well, it looks like you're almost done. I said, don't fucking argue with me. Like, I had enough of that shit. I was like, what the fuck you mean? I said, what the fuck you mean you almost done? That's not your job to tell me if I'm almost done. You ain't the mask police. And you fucking work here and make $10 an hour. You willing to put your job and you don't even know who I am. You don't know exactly what I'm capable of doing. You don't know who any of these people are. So you willing to make $8, $9 an hour like what I used to do. That's why when I worked at jobs, you want to pay me $8, $9, nigga, I'm not policing you. Y'all don't pay me enough money to do that. Because you don't know what the fuck a motherfucker gonna do. I said, man, they're not even paying you no money in here. You want to police a motherfucker over a goddamn mask? Man, you better get the fuck out of my face. I said, all it would take is for me to call the Nike corporate hotline and say, hey, man, I feel like this some racist shit. If I did some shit like that, because I got a drink in my hand, there's other people in here with no mask on, ain't nobody saying, now who the fuck is you? So then she was just staring. She decided, I said, you need to get the fuck out of my face, man. And go make your $9 an hour selling shoes made in China for 15 cents as they make billions of dollars off your dumb ass thinking you doing a good job by getting a discount on some sucker ass goofy shoes that you can't even do shit with. And I said, don't have me recite what Republicans have told me. Y'all don't even belong here. Oh yeah, I lost it. Why the Democrats, and not just the Democrats, why certain white people got you geeked up that you better than niggas. Nigga, they really don't want you here. Nigga, they ain't got no, look, I'll tell you what was told to me by people that work with me. Shout out to Leo, and all them over there, Cass Roast and all that, you know, that's North Las Vegas. There was this dude, I don't really want to say his name, but his grandfather was the governor of Nevada then, and he was a Republican. And his dad was a Republican too. You know, woo, woo. They had money. And he was like, look, I remember a time where, you know, my dad and my grandfather told me straight out. I remember a time when it was just blacks and whites. And I was like, he was like, hey man, I hope this ain't offensive. If anybody's Latino or anything about here, you know, he was like, cause, you know, I know my parents are probably, you know, have races. They probably don't really like black people or whatever, or don't really like Mexicans. But this is what my grandfather and dad told us growing up. If you see a Mexican and they ain't got a gardening tool in their hand, they don't fucking belong here. This is what was told to me and my nigga Curtis when we worked at the YMCA, y'all. Yeah, Shawnee, yeah, Erica. That's what was told to us. And we didn't even know what to say. We was laughing. And he was like, I know that's not funny. And he was like, I'm just telling you what they used to tell me. And I'm like, why they used to tell me that? And he kind of went into depth about that shit. He was just like, he was like, they need to close the fucking borders and they don't fucking belong here. They don't belong here. You come in here, you getting free shit, and they ain't like that shit. And they was like, I remember when it used to be blacks and whites here. And it wasn't no fucking Latino, no Mexicans. He didn't call them Hispanic because Hispanic wasn't even really no term in the fucking early 2000s. This was like 18, 19 years ago. And he was like, and they coming over here by the droves. And what really shocked me and my nigga Curtis, I never really told this side of the story. The nigga told us, because, you know, his grandfather was the governor, so I know he got all the data. He had to have had all the data. He was like, it ain't black people. And I'm not making this shit up. My nigga Curtis from the BGs to tell you from the West Side, man, he was like, what the fuck? We didn't even know what to say. He was like, yeah, you know, my grandfather and dad was like, yeah, they are basically putting it out there like, oh, it's just black people on welfare. They was like, it's white people on welfare and there's a lot of Mexicans on welfare that don't deserve it. This is what was told to us. So when I'm looking at you, then I went to a place to get a drink. This dude couldn't wait to police. Oh, you gotta have your mask on, you know, because people aren't vaccinated. And I was just looking at him like, bruh, have you seen how white people feel about Latinos? Like, you ain't read the news, huh? And you at the front line going in for them. Man, I wish a nigga would. I was like, I gotta get the fuck up out of here, man. Because these motherfuckers look and sound stupid as fuck, man. For real. Arguing with a nigga about their mask. I'm drinking Egyptian tea right now. Licorice Egyptian tea. And I just was like, and the whole time I just kept thinking, that is the problem with the United States of America as a whole. They get goofy ass motherfuckers at the lower of the lower levels. That's why I looked at the bitch. Bitch, Nike makes billions of dollars every year. They don't even know who the fuck you are. And you call yourself policing somebody? I would have been like, I'm not saying nothing to them. I don't know them people. They should have told them in the front door, because nobody said nothing to me when I walked in there. I was walking around there drinking my drink the whole time. I'm always walking there with water, lemon water or something. You know what I'm saying? And they don't never say nothing during the pandemic. And I didn't give a fuck. I was like, man, you get the fuck out of my face, man. You don't even belong here. And you don't even understand. You don't even understand what the fuck is going on. You trying to police people you don't even know. You don't even know people. That's how goofy these motherfuckers are. That's why I can't stand when I see niggas. And when I mean niggas, I mean foundational black American niggas up here fighting niggas about some fucking jab and shit. And you need to have your mask and all sucker shit. And I'm like, okay, while you fighting this thing about the jab, right? Yulee High School in Florida, these white motherfuckers was like, well, let's remind them that they niggas. Let's remind the football team that they niggas. And they did a KKK video. Fuck y'all niggas. Woo, woo, niggas. Nigga, woo, woo, woo. And fuck y'all niggas. We hang them niggas. That bullshit, right? And these high school kids. So the black students was like, oh, so it's like that, huh? Oh, that's what we doing? Okay, no problem. All right, because I'm not OJ type shit. Okay. So them motherfuckers confronted the motherfuckers and commenced to beating their asses, but they suspended the black people. But they didn't do nothing to the motherfuckers who made that video. That's a hate crime. You doing that shit, and then you're inciting something like a riot. That should be considered a hate crime too. Because I can't go on there and make a video about white Jewish people and don't think I'm not gonna get reprimanded for that shit, or maybe expelled or kicked out. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here. And I'm just thinking the whole time, I'm like, man, this is the problem that I don't like. Like, we so busy trying to fight each other over a fucking clown ass mask when white people are gonna all constantly see. This is the thing that other nationalities don't get and other racial groups don't get. White people are always going to remind you of who you are. They're gonna remind you who you in their image of how they view, and how they see you. It's just you look at some of these racial groups and look, and the reason why I'm saying this is because I worked around some of them. I worked around some solid Latino people that's like, look, man, you're not gonna get me to be doing all this shit. That's sucker shit. I respect them, but I've also worked around some Latino people that were coons and sambos for the system, thinking that they're gonna get something and trying to be a politician when they could barely read one sentence and barely know how to speak properly. But motherfuckers want to politic and do all this other shit, and I just be looking like, bro, they don't fuck with you, man. They don't fuck with you like that, but it's hard to convince a fool against their will. And a lot of these people in the United States of America, these other racial groups, because the dominant society has made us a permanent underclass, they want to do that. And I feel like that bitch that was at that Nike town was trying to be passive aggressive with it. Because here's the thing. If somebody, if the rule is you ain't gotta have your mask on, you drinking or something like that. Because I'm like, how am I supposed to drink? I got my drink. Oh, you almost done. That's not your place to tell me if I'm almost done or not. I got my drink. Who are you? You not the fucking mask police. So what the fuck are you doing? And I just kind of was like, man, you get the fuck out of my face, man. That's the problem. And I had to remind this stupid bitch, you make $8 an hour in this motherfucker while they making billions of dollars, and you potentially are putting yourself in harm's way because you don't know who the fuck I am. And then motherfuckers be wondering why certain motherfuckers just be getting volatile with people like, look, man, I done had it. Like, what are you doing? And I'm just looking at this bitch, and then she just like was looking. And I'm like, yeah, motherfucker, I'm talking to you. I was like, man, let's get the fuck up out of here. Call the manager, motherfucker. Because all the manager gonna do is, oh, you know, that's a requirement to wear a mask. They ain't gonna do shit. And you gonna still be a sucker motherfucker working for $1 trillion company, policing motherfuckers at $8 an hour. I know, because I made $8 an hour. And you could never tell me to police shit. When I made $8 and $9 an hour, I treated that job like an $8, $9 an hour job. Fuck them, nigga. And then when you make more than that, you should still treat it like that, because that's their goal. If I can just pay them enough so they can keep coming back and doing all the stressing and policing for us, we've done our job. Nah, nigga, I'm not gonna be sitting up here. I remember when I worked at Doolittle Community Center for the city of Las Vegas. For all y'all that don't live in Las Vegas, that's like one of the biggest community centers out here, and it's on the historically west side of town. They would call it bad or whatever. I didn't think it was bad. I thought it was great. I thought it was a lot of culture over there. I love working with them niggas over there, man. Those niggas reminded you who you are. So a lot of times niggas would wear do-rags. I'm talking about this to make a point. A lot of niggas would wear do-rags, right? Okay, we all at the rec center. We all making $7, $8 an hour. We ain't making no bread. Why we want to make it miserable for the patrons that come in there? You know what I'm saying? Even if they are on some gangbanging shit, damn, show these niggas respect. That's all really kids want, is for you to show them a little respect, you know, and let them know, look, man, this is kind of the rules. I never had no problems at Doolittle. And I'm not even from Vegas, but they show me a lot of love because I know, like, nigga, you don't do this to kids. And some of the bitches that used to work there used to be like tripping. Some of these black women, I used to be looking at them like, man, why is y'all tripping on these niggas, man? Oh, Warren, you need to tell them they can't wear they do-rag. I'm like, they just walked right past you. Why don't you tell them? Well, you need to take, because you're not telling me where. I'm like, hey, man, I'm not security. Y'all better go get the fucking marshals for that shit. Now, I'm not telling these niggas that, look, man, that's not my job. They see that right there. Look, hey, man, only thing I do is say, hey, man, they said you got to take your do-rag off. So you know what I start doing? Hey, man, they said you got to take your do-rag off. I'm not tripping. And then they would get mad at me like, oh, you can't say that. I was like, you can't tell me what to say. Y'all niggas act like y'all paying me 100 racks a year for this shit. Y'all niggas paying us $7.50 an hour. We not fucking security, man. And that's why I used to get mad at black people. Like, why the fuck are y'all tripping on your own people like that? Like that. And let me tell you something. This is on my mama, rest in peace. Those kids never came in there with a disrespectful mentality, because I was there every day. I worked there 6 days a week. Monday through Saturday. I only had Sunday off. And people that know me know I'm not lying. And I'm like, bro, these kids are not bad kids, and they're not potentially being disrespectful. And how you know they wearing a do-rag for some gang shit? A lot of these kids had, Waves was really big in. Waves, S-Curl, you know, motherfuckers want to keep their shit tight. But motherfuckers want to, oh, they can't wear their mask. You need to tell them they can't wear their mask. Like, nigga. So it ain't just, I'm not just targeted towards Latino people. My people do sucker shit like that too. And tell a motherfucker, and I remember one time, I remember one time in particularly, they had to go get my supervisor. He was a brother. They had to go get my supervisor, and it was him, and he had to talk to all the dudes like, look, man, y'all need to start listening to the girls, and they feel like y'all not helping them. And I was like, what? I was like, look, man, y'all need to, I was like, they need to understand. They talking crazy to these kids, and these kids got real shit. Like, these kids are not walking around here with no fucking slingshots. Nigga, these kids got real armory around this motherfucker. And I'm not trying to particularly put myself in harm's way because these bitches got attitudes with the kids because they don't want the kids here. Because that's all it is. You just don't want the kids here. Then you shouldn't work around kids, motherfucker. Man, warned you, man, you can't be like that, man. You gotta listen. I'm like, it's not the point of listening. If you are at the front desk of something and they walk past you, you're not doing your job. And then you want to run to me in front of them and nah, nigga. Oh man, you can't really say. I was like, well, look, y'all might as well let me go then because every time somebody walk in and they sitting at the front desk and watching them walk there and they ain't gonna tell them to take they fucking do-rag off, and then they gonna follow them in the gym where I'm at and I'm chopping it up with them and I ain't saying shit to them. They like, oh, Warren, you need to tell them they need to take their rag off. I'm like, oh, for real? Hey, my nigga. Hey, they said that you got to take your do-rag off. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nigga, I'm not doing none of that shit. Y'all don't pay enough for that. And black people got that bad, too. So every racial group got that bad. You be at the lower level, the lower totem pole of the bullshit. You ain't making no fucking money, but they want you to potentially put your life on the line for some motherfucking $7 an hour. So you can have some fake sense of power. That's why I was looking at the bitch at the night time. I'm like, bitch, do you know this place makes billions of dollars and you are making $6 an hour type shit? First of all, these shoes are made in China for 10 cents. Then they come over here and because they're using Michael Jordan's likeness and people want to be Jordan because in the Matrix, in their mind, if they wear the Jordans, then they can play like him. They can potentially be him. And you will potentially think I have money. That's why it's called the Matrix. Your mind makes it real. It's not real. Those shoes are 10 cents in fucking China. And then they ship them over here. They use a black man's likeness because he was probably the god of the NBA. And then they repackage it and sell it to you for triple the fucking price. And you'll buy it. But the people that's actually selling it over here, they ain't making no fucking money. Come on, man. That's why I was looking at this bitch like, you know, and I did say it. I was like, man, you get the fuck out of my face with that bullshit, man. I've been walking around this store the whole time, ain't nobody said shit to me. And you know what's so cool? It was some Asians in there, it was some black people in there. They just walked up, hey, what up, man? And kept it going. Like, nigga, I'm not gonna be arguing with some nigga over some fucking mask. He might not even buy shit in here. We don't even know who he is. I'm not worried about that nigga. But it's always these sucker motherfuckers that probably ain't got shit going on, so that's their little sense of power to tell motherfucker to put their mask on. What? The United States of America and the world in general this is some goofy shit, man. And I'm gonna be laughing when midterm elections come around, and the fucking Republicans take over again, and they start eradicating all this virus shit and all this bullshit, and then all these companies are gonna shift and be like, you know, we're going with the new mandates now, and now you don't have to do. Watch what's gonna happen. Then motherfuckers gonna be like, damn, they just playing a game with us. Yeah, they playing a game with y'all. I was watching this thing with Jonathan Stewart on Apple TV, and he basically did this thing about the fucking veterans, right? I was laughing, and he was like, basically like, cause they got these fucking burn pits where they burn up feces and agriculture, whatever else is there when they're done, you know, with certain parts of areas where they're having a war. Like in Iraq, they have all these burn pits and shit where they burn feces. Look the shit up. And burn pits was giving motherfuckers lymphoma cancer, gastrointestinal cancer, just bullshit, man, killing motherfuckers. The VA was like, oh, well, we gotta find scientific evidence that you got that cancer from a burn pit. Man, nigga, what? Nigga, it was niggas on there that were fucking 25, 26 years old getting fucking 80-year-old diseases and shit. And it's like, oh, we gotta find it. We gotta deem it scientifically necessary that's the connection. And then Jonathan Stewart basically was like, well, how do y'all really care about the veterans? It is true. Oh, thank you for our veterans for keeping us safe. Thank you for our veterans. You know, shouts out to the veterans. Look, it's more black homeless veterans and veterans, period, that are homeless in the United States of America than anybody else. They got PTSD. They out there, you're a killing machine for these people. And then when they done with you, they discard of you like you're nothing. And it was a brother on there who basically was like, the United States of America, they don't give a fuck about us. They not sending their sons and their daughters to the fucking wars. That's why I always be like, oh, so you want to go join the army, huh? So you want to be all you can never be. In the United States of America's dominant white society's army, man, get the fuck out of here. So I'm laughing at that shit, and it goes to show you. It's a goofy born every day. I'm not saying I'm not a goofy for working a clown-ass corn plantation job, but let me tell you one thing that I've never gotten along with people. I'm not policing people. I'm not the fucking police. I'm not law enforcement. And I'm not telling people, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. Nah, nigga. Man, you better get the fuck out of my face with that shit. I'm not doing none of that. You're not putting me in harm's way. I'm not the repossession king. Like fuck all that. Like motherfuckers that be repossessing cars and shit. Fuck that. You better pay me 150 racks, 250 racks a year to do that. And then repossessing people's cars, that's a dangerous fucking job. And niggas out there doing that shit for $12 an hour. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. This is the type of goofy shit that I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like, when I saw that, I just was like, wow, man. You know, I dealt with this before because I dealt with it with the do-rag shit at Doolittle. And I'm like, man, here, I'm in this night. I'm like, man, I had to tell it, man, you can get the fuck out of my face with that bullshit. You don't even fucking make no money. You don't even belong here. If you really want to know how they feel about you, how they feel about black folk, they feel that same way about every other racial group. That's why they like Donald Trump. See, motherfuckers, and you need to read. Motherfuckers need to read. They got you policing some shit that you don't even know what the fuck is going on. Like I said, I had a conversation with one of my one of the homegirls at the corn plantation, and we was just kind of chopping it up. She was just like, you know, saying that this lady wasn't racist. And I said, she was like, I don't think she's racist. I said, you know what my opinion is? I'm going to use excerpts from the Compensatory Counter-Racist Code of Ethics by Neely Fuller Jr. until that they prove to me that they're not a racist. Then they're suspected racist. They're suspected racist. You know what I'm saying? And she was just like, what does that mean? I said, I'll just tell you like this. Let's just take it in another term. In this book, Neely Fuller Jr. talks about if they are not eradicating and trying to replace the system of racism, white supremacy, and establish a system of justice, they are maintaining the system. That's worse than your regular anti-racist, your regular anti-black racist motherfucker. A person that's maintaining it, meaning this: if they are a part of the dominant society and they are in a position of power, especially over black people, and you're going super hard on black people under the guise of you're just doing your job, then what you're doing is maintaining that system, which falls under racism, white supremacy. So if you're not trying to establish a system of justice, making sure the person that needs the most help gets the most help, meaning black folk. If you're not trying to do that, then you're worse than the Donald Trumps of the world. Because at least Donald Trump gonna tell you your face, fuck these niggas, fuck these Mexicans, fuck everybody else, I don't give a fuck, and I'm a billionaire. That's different from, you know, I'm on a job and I know what's going on with black folk and I know what's going on with other white people, but I'm gonna still go hard on the black people because that's under the guise of, oh, I'm just doing my job. Stop. Then you're just maintaining the system. And that's why motherfuckers gotta stop allowing the dominant society and other racial group to have some type of a moral compass, you know, that they can be the moral judge of who we are. That's why I snapped on that bitch in the fucking Nike town. I was like, man, you better get the fuck out my face, man. I don't want to hear that shit. I get tired of that shit, man. Like a motherfucker go run up to me when I was pumping my gas. I'm like, hey, man, you shouldn't be sitting in your car. I said, man, you better get the fuck away from me, man. And that motherfucker got in his shit and drove off. Like, man, I'm not that one, man. And I said that too. Who are you, the gas pumping police? Like, where the fuck do these people come from, man? The fuck? Fuck that shit, man. I've been like that every wreck hey, man, you supposed to make sure they got they funds on card. It used to be these cars. I'm like, oh, hey, man, you got your card? They be like, yeah, it's in my backpack. All right. I'm not fucking, nigga, I'm not the fucking police, man. That's the problem, man. That's honestly, to tell you the truth, that's the problem with the police department. These are niggas that were lames and goofies and got rejected in life. They ain't had no power. They ain't had nothing. So what they gonna do? Abuse their authority every chance they get. Just like niggas that are in positions of power at the corporate plantation. And I call it the matrix fake positions of power. Because I've been around a lot of people that act like they ain't got no fucking, you're a time clock supervisor, nigga. You just make sure a motherfucking clock ain't on time and leave on time. You got no real power. You can't make no decisions. And you have a goofy position. Because you're a fucking goofy. And here you are walking around with some sense of pride because you got a title. And I be laughing at these motherfuckers. As Dr. Dennis Kimbrough said in The Wealth Choice, poor people talk about clothes, cars, and shoes. Middle class people talk about titles and degrees. And wealthy people talk about bank accounts. So that's on dumbass niggas thinking that they in some type of position of power because they the supervisor at some fucking goofy ass job. I just be like, man, you a fucking lame, man. That's why I don't like to have a lot of conversations with people. I'd be looking at them like, man. That's why I used to always get into it with people at Doolittle. Because I'd be like, bro, this shit is bogus, man. Like, I'm not the police. I'm not security. The fuck? I need to get a marshal and have the marshals check these niggas. I'm not doing that shit. God damn. And that's what it is, man. That's how we gotta be, man. And we gotta understand that. Like those, I'm gonna play a little clip. Those black students that took matters into their own hand, that's what you have to do. Sometimes, don't put up with this shit. Motherfucker comes to you talking about where your mask. You say, man, get the fuck away from me, man. The fuck away from me. That's the problem with motherfuckers. Why would you walk? Okay, if you trying to protect yourself from the COVID-19, I would keep my 6 feet distance and be like, hey, man, can you wear your mask? Don't walk up to me trying to tell me what I'm supposed to be doing. Like you run the whole fucking place. I'd be looking at these goofy motherfuckers like, y'all the most goofy people ever. And then they talk out of turn. At this one place, I think it was Fat Tuesdays, this motherfucker was like, yeah, because, everybody had to have vaccination. You're not supposed to say that, bro. You're not the law. You're not the CDC. And I'm pretty sure in your corporate guidelines and bylaws, if we were to call corporate on you and say what you said, you would probably get written up and they'd probably fire your Mexican ass. You ain't supposed to be saying shit like that. You ain't in no position to be saying that shit to people on the street. You don't know who they are. I said, they got these goofies out here speaking matter-of-factly about a disease. They don't have nothing. They don't even know what the fuck is going on. They don't know what the fuck's going on, but they speaking matter-of-factly about this shit. Them motherfuckers trying to argue you down. I be looking at these niggas. These niggas ain't read one book about nothing. These niggas don't even want to read the motherfucking subtitles on TV. But these motherfuckers want to tell you about some shit that they heard. A rumor, basically. Because you don't know what the fuck is true and what ain't. But these motherfuckers want to tell you that shit. That's why I just be looking like, that's why I told my sister, I said, look, unless this lady is trying to eradicate the system and replace the system with a system of justice, then she's a suspected white supremacist. And she was just like, and I think it didn't catch her off guard. She just was like, damn. And I was like, and I had to break it down. Like, I'm like, look, man, even too, when they get to talking that racist shit at the job, bow out. Respectfully be like, I don't feel comfortable talking about any of this. And you just, you can pull your supervisor aside, like, why? Like, well, because nobody's a clinical psychiatrist. Nobody has did studies in racism. We're just speaking on our opinion. We're not speaking on studies and data. So I don't feel comfortable talking about this. And this doesn't pertain to the job. So does this pertain to the job? As Dilly Fuller Jr. says, always start a conversation with a question. Hey, what's going on, 066? They have no control in their lives, so they try and manipulate and control others. Facts. Look, man, I done worked around some white folk that's like, look, man, do this. Stay the fuck away from me. I'll stay the fuck away from you, and we Gucci. And you don't never see them. They don't never see you. You doing your job, and they going about their way, and they don't give a fuck, and they don't, because they want to go home to their wives. Maybe they got a bitch they trying to go fuck. They trying to go kick it, or maybe if if it's a woman, they might got a dude that they're trying to go kick it with or be with their family. They don't take pride in investing extra energy into a job. Those are the people I get along with the best. I don't get along good with motherfuckers that's like want to gossip at the job. I was talking to one of my Latino homeboys last night, Guatemalan homeboy last night. He was like, I used to say a lot of this shit, and niggas used to think I was tripping. And I'm like, you don't have to agree with me, but you're gonna see. Oh man, what happened to that message, man? Don't delete that shit. And then now, years later, he's like, bro, these motherfuckers be gossiping and shit. I'm like, why you say? He's like, they just gossip and talk about everybody and smile with you and like you say, and then talk behind your back and tell all your business and all this other shit. The only they only play some people get respect in the workplace, not in their home. That's a fact. I agree with that. Yeah, that's why a lot of people be like that, because they don't get a lot of respect at their home. So then they come to work, abusing their authority. Trust me, that's a fact. Here, let me see if I can play a little bit of this video, and we're going to see what's going on.
A video that appears to show two white Yulee High School students sending racial slurs were sent to some black students. Parents tell us those black students are now suspended for bullying and harassment after they confronted the two students seen in the video. News4 Jax reporter Joe McLean is joining us live from Yulee High School, where a demonstration is planned at the homecoming game tonight. Joe, how is the Nassau County?
And that is how you're supposed to do it. Confront a motherfucker. Oh, so y'all want to make videos? Oh, okay. Okay, so keep that same energy when we see you. So they pulled up on them motherfuckers. Like, so that's what we doing, huh? Oh, okay. All right. And that's why them motherfuckers ain't like. They probably was scared. Oh my God, dude. We were just fucking joking. They know we listen to nigger music. I mean rap music. That's probably how they really felt.
School district responding to all of this.
Well, the Nassau County School District released a statement not too long ago saying that it admonishes what is in the video. It certainly disapproves of what's in.
So if you admonish what was in the video, why didn't you suspend or expel them? Why is there nothing happening to them?
The video. The district said that video was actually recorded earlier this year during the summer.
See, they already trying to give you, well, it's not a new video. Well, it was still recorded. They was fucking with Kevin Hart over a tweet he said 12 years ago about homosexuals, about the LBG community, and they was fucking with him talking about you can't do the Oscars unless you apologize. He's like, all right, well, I apologize. Well, you need to apologize again. He's like, all right, then, I don't want to do that shit no more, man, because y'all niggas is doing too much. That shit was fucking 10 years ago, and y'all still trying to bring that shit up? It's so funny how the LBGT and these other white people could bring something you did from 20 years ago and they could make it prominent. But when a nigga start talking about slavery and anti-black racism and all the shit that happened 50, 60, 70 years ago with Malcolm X and Martin Luther King and all the other civil rights leaders and prominent black people that y'all strategically put in places to be assassinated, like Sam Cooke, oh, that was so long ago. And niggas act like slavery was fucking 800 years ago. Niggas don't know that slavery stopped in what, 1930? 1935, 1940? If I'm not mistaken. Because slavery was still going on well into the 1900s. Motherfuckers act like, after 1900, ain't no more slavery. Man, stop.
By the two students featured in it. But then just recently, it was shared by another student not featured in the video to that group of black students. Well, the district said that sparked a fight, which resulted in suspensions. The Nassau County School District says this video was recorded during the summer by two Yulee High School students. It shows the students using racial slurs, one of them wearing a white hood. The video was recently sent to some black students on the school's
because that's how they really feel. It's not a joke.
Football team by another classmate. Trakethia Jackson has two students at the high school who play on the team.
My heart sunk because I could not believe it. I'm like,
man, you better believe it. And that's another thing about, foundational black Americans and my black folk in the diaspora or our melanated folk. Y'all better stop acting like this shit is not prevalent. Stop acting like, I couldn't believe it. What the fuck you mean you couldn't believe it? Man, y'all niggas done lost y'all mind. You better believe it every chance you get. A lot of the times, no diss, we're not reading the ISIS papers by Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, Keys to Color. We're not reading Black Labor, White Wealth. We're not reading Powernomics. We're not reading Black History Reader. We're not reading Dirty Little Secrets 1 and 2. We're not reading Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome by Dr. Joy DeGruy. We're not reading Medical Apartheid by Harriet Washington. You know what I'm saying? We're not reading these books. We're not reading Slavery by Another Name. We're not reading The Untold Story of Una Judge, Never Caught. We're not reading these books. A Price for a Pound of Flesh. Though that's just a few. We're not reading these books. We're not reading The Fall of America by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. We're not reading The Burglary. I talk about this book all the time. No compromise. I'm telling you, man, Erica, y'all need to get this book. I'm telling you right now. It is the book that I ain't ever forgot about because it talks about your boy, your cross-dressing boy, J. Edgar Hoover, who they named a building after. I wonder how many buildings out here would be named after Adolf Hitler? None. But J. Edgar Hoover couldn't stand niggas and at every turn was fucking with us, but they keep that name up. So I don't want to hear this shit, especially from no white Jewish people either. Stop. I don't want to hear about the motherfucking Holocaust and all this other shit that didn't even happen in Europe. I mean, didn't even happen here, happened in Europe. You didn't build United States of America. You make a lot of money off the foundational black people. At every turn, you're gutting us like a fish. And then as soon as we bring up what the fuck y'all got going on, y'all start talking about the Holocaust. So I don't want to hear that shit. That's why we need to read these books. These books are here for a reason. The Negro Project about our good friend, this lady right here. This book right here, man. Our good friend Margaret Sanger. Go get this book, The Negro Project. It's got Bethune-Cookman in there. Mary Bethune or Mary Cookman or whatever that lady name is. Because they named it that college after her too. And she got her own. They got a lot of prominent black people to go along with that Planned Parenthood sterilization bullshit. She did that. She was able to get a whole lot of black people and preachers and prominent people to speak to us about being a goofy. See, this is what they do. That's why, no diss, but that's why they had LeBron James come out here and do all that talking.
Yo, it is 2021. Like, this has to stop.
A spokesperson for the school district said that the video sparked a physical altercation when the recipients confronted the sender, but that no one was injured. The district said disciplinary actions consistent with the district's code of conduct have been given out to students involved in the altercation and in sending the Snapchat video. But some parents told News4Jax they're not satisfied with the district's handling of the video, saying the students who appeared in it should face some sort of discipline. This parent asked to remain
Now listen to this, because a parent is about to speak. Listen to this.
anonymous.
You're an educator. What are you teaching these kids? You're not teaching them responsibility. You're not teaching them consequences. You're not teaching them right from wrong. So please tell me what you're teaching this kid.
I feel as if these parents really need to start talking to their children about being respectable to others, regardless of who they are. Or
Yeah, I can't play no more of the video, man. She kind of, I might have, hey, Shawnee, man, I might have to get the music for her. But I ain't gonna play the music because she wasn't buck dancing or nothing like that. Hey, what's going on, Screwhead? Did you hear about the Louisiana school students? Yeah, I saw that article. I saw that. Them dads showed up and was like, all right, since y'all don't want to stop the fights, we'll stop these motherfuckers. So fight when we the fuck out here because we fucking somebody up. You know what I'm saying? Volunteered to show. Yeah, I saw that shit, Screwhead. Need more black teachers. Of course. Of course you need more black teachers. There's a school in LA called the Marcus Garvey School or Marcus Garvey Academy in LA. It's all black teachers. You know what I'm saying? And we learn and process things different from black teachers. Like I said, I was told about stock in high school, but it was very hard to I would say to vibe with a white teacher who ain't really never really been around no black kids and didn't care about no black kids. I'm just doing my job. There's not gonna be no type of energy put into teaching a black kid because you ain't black. And they know that. The public education system, they know that. That's why they don't really want to hire a lot of black teachers because a lot of black teachers want to deal with their own people. And they're gonna deal with their people different than they deal with everybody else's racial status. You know what I'm saying? And it's true, man, because you don't see a whole lot of black teachers. And you probably do maybe East Coast, but then, you know, where we're really needed, you don't see them. Especially in a lot of these high schools and schools in lower income areas, you got these white teachers going there trying to tell a black kid how he should act. That's why I don't like, this is just my personal opinion. If you're not foundational black American or just black, if you want to have an open dialogue about racism, white supremacy, fine. But if you want to just talk about racism from your perspective and you don't even want to be open-minded to the overall perspective of erasing the system and establishing a system of justice, please don't bring that shit up to me because that's the first thing I'm gonna do. I always recommend to other racial groups to go read White Fragility by Robin DiAngelo. Go read that book. That's a very good book. And the reason why I say it's a very good book because it talks about how motherfucking white people be deflecting and other racial groups be deflecting and acting like they don't know what's going on. And, oh, you have Obama and, you know, black people get everything and all this other shit. You just be looking at them like, what the fuck you mean black people get everything? Have you seen what the fuck is going on? Have you heard of gentrification, motherfucker? When they go in there and they take back the hoods that we once lived in, that was the ghetto, and they like, okay, well, we want to move here now. We don't want to drive. That's basically what it is. Oh, well, we don't want to live in the boonies. We want to live in the city. So we're just going to make it more expensive, and we're overcrowded and make it where there's so many people. That's why LA is being gentrified like a motherfucker. Because white people are like, you know what? We want this back. We want this back. Okay, we'll just build a public subway system that's going to be $2 billion. We'll put it from the airport, make it go all the way through Crenshaw, all the way downtown. And then it can go all the way to Santa Monica. Hey, man, but that's going to gentrify neighborhoods. That's going to make shit, super expensive, and it's going to make it hard for black businesses, man, with a subway system right there. Oh, fucking well, nigga. Take your business somewhere else. And that's exactly how gentrification works. And they're doing it out here, too. That's why I be laughing at motherfuckers, man. And no diss to no other racial groups or nothing like that, but a lot of people are not educated on a lot of how gentrification works and what they do and how they do it. You know what I'm saying? You know, and people don't get it, and they think that gentrification is like some type of a joke. No, it's not. Now motherfuckers is like, fuck, the Raider Stadium is here, man. Like, what the fuck was I thinking? Yeah, nigga. Nigga, when you fucking paying $2,000 and $1,800 a month for a motherfucking apartment, you gonna be like, damn, man, what the fuck was I thinking about jumping around for a stadium? Yeah, nigga. Nigga, you ain't investing in that team. And the Raiders don't give a fuck about you. And motherfuckers think that John Gruden ain't gonna get a job somewhere else. Man, he's white. He'll always get a job. Stop acting like these white people. Motherfuckers like, man, they gonna get fired. Yeah, they gonna fire it. Now all they gonna do is put their ass somewhere else. Y'all know the dominant society gonna move the goalposts every chance that they get. Y'all know that. That shit don't change at all. At all. That's why we need to, I would say, do a little bit more studying, a little bit more reading. If you read 5 pages a day, just do that shit. Yeah, you can take some time off and not to read, you know what I'm saying, to collect your thoughts and go and drive around. I suggest everybody, when you get a chance, you know, don't drive too far, but just drive around your local neighborhoods and drive around some of the other neighborhoods and look and see about what the fuck is going on. Just look and see. You know what I'm saying? Even a lot of neighborhoods in Las Vegas, Nevada, they be like, no, man, your kids can't be outside fucking running up and down the street making all this fucking noise. We built a park, so take your kids to the motherfucking park. as Mr. Clary, my mom, neighbor across the street a long time ago, he told my mom that my little brother and sister be running up and down the street. He'd be like, hey, man, you take your kids to the park. And I wasn't even mad at him. And then we started, making sure that my little sisters and brother went to the park. Like, nigga, they run up and down the street. I'm trying to relax. And it's the truth. Vegas is like, nigga, we built enough parks for you to go to them. So take your ass to the park. But a lot of people don't get it. And I get HOAs. A lot of HOAs, I understand, homeowners association. Some of them is out of line, but a lot of them, I get why they fucking have them in place. Because you go to certain neighborhoods, I'm not saying kids shouldn't be outside playing, but I'm old school. Play in front of your house. Don't play in front of other people's houses and be all on their yards playing like, nigga, what you doing? You know what I'm saying? I remember one time this bitch told me a long time ago, man. This girl I knew a long time ago, she was like, we was having a conversation, and I think this was at the YMCA. She was like, yeah, this kid, he rode in he was riding his bike in her sister's driveway, or he did something. He tripped and broke his leg in her driveway. And the parents tried to sue the owners of the home. And I was like, what? She was like, yeah, man, be careful of that shit, man. Because we was just talking about how my mom used to always be like, I don't like kids running up in my driveway. Don't ride your bikes in my driveway. Don't pull in my driveway. Don't get on my yard. Get the fuck off my yard. And I used to always think like, damn, my mom be going hard. And then I remember this bitch was telling me, this broad I knew was like, yeah, man, like this kid was like riding his bike and playing in my sister's driveway. She didn't know this motherfucker broke his ankle in her driveway. When they came to pick the kid up, the parents like served her with court papers. Like, oh, well, we taking you to court. You're going to be liable for, for my kid's doctor bills. And I'm like, damn, for real? And this was like 20 years ago, she was telling me this shit. No, this was like 17 years ago. She was telling me this shit. I was like, damn. She was like, yeah, man, your mom's is right about that shit. So there's rhyme and reason. Go to the upper echelon neighborhoods. You don't see a lot of kids out there fucking around. And if they are, it's in their fucking driveway. They're not in nobody else's driveway. They're not doing none of that shit. There's a certain sense of pride in those type of communities that they have, and there's a certain sense of intrinsic value that they have over their aesthetics that they have accumulated, their accoutrements that they have. You know, there's a pride behind that. So they don't want nobody else's kid fucking up their shit. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta watch that. You know, I even look at some of the neighborhoods. I don't hardly see, and it's a lot of black kids I've seen in different neighborhoods, but they don't never be out there playing. They, you know, they either doing chores or, you know, they in sports. But I see a lot of other racial kids, racial group kids just running, ripping and running the streets. I'm like, damn, y'all ain't got shit to do. And those will be the very kids that are become the nuisance of the neighborhoods when they grow up. You have to understand, if you're not teaching your kids nothing now, by the time they get 16, 17, 18, they're going to be destructible and very destructive in their thinking because of what they've been taught, especially if they don't have guidelines, boundaries, rules and regulations that you teach them and you socialize them to understand. Yeah, we do need more black male teachers. That's facts. Yes, we do. But hey, man, I went way over my time, man. But anyway, hey, man, I fuck with y'all at the Court Plantation, man. Just do your job and get the fuck out of here. Stop going overboard and doing it, man. Like I said, I was having this conversation with one of my coworkers, sister, and we was talking about some other people, and I was like, that nigga is a fucking Sambo. She was dying laughing. I was like, he's got Sambo potential. When it's a motherfucker that's like, yeah, man, it's not a problem, and you know, yeah, I'll do it. I just don't even say shit. I just don't even say nothing, man. I just get the fuck away from them. Because you can't save everybody. You can't wake everybody up from the Matrix. I'm like, that nigga definitely took a blue pill smoothie. For real. But hey, man, if a nigga talking about, you know, those kids shouldn't take matters to their own hands. Let the justice system do their job. Guilty nigga, you a fucking Sambo. I'm out. Peace.